upsetting at the time?
It does upset you. It's heartbreaking.
Welcome to Our Truths. I'm joined by Amy and Hannah of House of Hair. It's a special episode today. Amy is going through IVF and she wants to just tell her story about what the procedure is to getting through IVF, and also Hannah supporting Amy through this journey. Welcome, girls. All right?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hi.
good. Now, you are obviously gym members and we do one-to-ones. We all do, don't we? So, let's start from where you're at now, Amy. Let's start with yourself.
All right. Well, I've been on a bit of a journey with obviously trying for a baby. I've been trying for about 9 years on and off, and nothing's happened so far. So, and I always thought it'd be so easy, like it is for other people. I decided to go to the doctors, speak to them about it, and they basically got me in touch with the Yorkshire Fertility Service.
Do you your partner go through a test to find out if...
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
And did you go through that?
Yeah, so when you go to the fertility clinic, it's about an hour and a half appointment.
Yeah.
They go through both you and your partner go together. They ask you all history, medical history. I have different tests done, so they want to check my height, my weight. They do internal and external scans to check your ovaries, your follicles, your uterus, everything like that.
And is that all done there and then, or is there a couple of...
In your first appointment, they do all that.
Wow.
They want to check everything, blood pressure.
So being fit and healthy is
making sure you're fit and healthy. They're obviously asking if you drink, you smoke.
Yeah.
All the obvious questions if you go to the doctors. When they do like your internal scans, you can see it's like having like an ultrasound.
Yeah.
So that you can see your ovaries, you can see your uterus, and they talk you through it all. Yeah. They put you at ease. Yeah. They went through how many follicles I've got at the moment. So the first scan I had, they said I had 9 follicles in one side and 10 in the other, which is great for a woman of my age, which I'm 36 now.
Yeah.
They could see different things, so they want to just check with a doctor.
Yeah. Hannah, we've got kids.
Yeah.
We've never experienced all like that before. It's eye-opening, isn't it, that somebody so close could go through something like that?
Yeah, definitely. I think as a woman, naturally, you are built to have children.
Yeah.
And I think then everyone does automatically think it's just a case of, I want one, I'm just going to try for one now. That is just not the case with everyone at all.
Not at all.
Not with everyone.
No. How do you feel? Upsetting at the time? All right.
It does upset you. It's heartbreaking because you see all your friends moving forward, getting married, having children, having that family life. It's something that you...
Of course. I just wish it all goes well. Yeah. And this is why we'll touch on it now, we've taken up personal training. Yeah. This is one of your aims and goals, you want to be at the fittest you can possibly be to give you that best chance.
Definitely.
Which is massively important. Yeah. And if I can help, then no,
that's it.
So what's the next step then?
The next step, once they'd done the internal scans, the doctors obviously saw something that wasn't right. Okay. So they rang me back up, asked me to, I had to have another appointment where I would have to go to the hospital, have a procedure done, which is a dye test, an X-ray. So they actually inject dye into your uterus through both of your fallopian tubes and into your ovaries.
Doesn't hurt, no?
It did hurt. Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, okay. It did hurt. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I think because they're pushing dye through the tubes to see if there's any blockages. And with mine, both of my fallopian tubes are blocked.
Right.
So because they're pushing fluid through the tubes and it can't go anywhere, it is uncomfortable. So I found out that day that both my fallopian tubes are blocked and that I need surgery.
Right.
Before I start IVF.
Right. How long does that surgery procedure? Is it?
So I've been waiting 6 months for the surgery. I got told in December that I'd need the surgery, and the surgery is a laparoscopy and tubal ligation. So the laparoscopy is a camera through the middle of your stomach, and then you'd need keyhole surgery for the tubal ligation.
Right. Okay.
Tubal ligation is actually sterilisation. So it's taken me a lot to come to terms with that I'm going to need to be sterilised before I then start my IVF journey.
Oh, it's a lot in it. Yeah. When does that happen? When's that surgery?
So I've had my pre-op now. I'm now waiting for a date for surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, it's taken me a lot to get to where I am today, whereas it's a massive emotional journey.
Yeah.
Massive roller coaster because I couldn't come to terms with that I was going to be sterilised, and it's that word that hit me.
Yeah.
Because that's initially making you infertile. People be sterilised after they've had children.
Yeah.
Do you know? Yeah.
It takes it away from you, doesn't it?
I feel like that choice has been taken away from me. I felt less of a woman.
Right. Okay.
Because something doesn't work inside me for that reproduction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I have to have that for my safety.
Yeah.
So that when I do start IVF, when they implant the egg back into my uterus, then the egg can't go anywhere because the tubes are blocked, and it will just sit where it should do.
Yeah. Wow. It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there a percentage on how many? Do they have percentage on how many people go through this? Did they tell you?
I've not really looked at how many people go through this, but I have felt really alone with it.
Have you? Right.
I think because there's nobody I know that's going through this or knows how I feel. Obviously, I've got really supportive friends that are there all the time.
And it's easy for us to say, oh, you know, we get it. You don't get it. Unless you've been in it, you don't get it. It's like with anything.
What would help? It's hard to ask that question, but what could a friend do for you? There isn't. Just be there.
Just be there. Be there. I mean, there's many a times I've gone into work and I've cried, and Hannah's just there to pick up the pieces. Yeah. Even just running a business as well. Trying to go through all this, doctor's appointments, mentally, physically, going through all this. I'm getting myself to work every day.
Yeah, and run the business.
And in my job, I'm a hairdresser, so I'm stood talking to clients every day. So putting on a brave face. It's massive.
Brave face and small talk. I know it's small talk. Yeah. It's trying to put on that mask and that brave face.
And that's exactly.
I think there's one thing though that I think people should. I get it's a talking point in hairdressers. It's like, oh, have you got kids? But one thing I do think that everybody should be a bit more mindful of, not just coming into salon. I mean, just in life in general is. I just don't think there should be that question as of, oh, how come you've not started, or when are you planning? There's a lot of pressure.
I get that.
And it's like bang, relentless in there. And I just think...
You do get that, you know, when you're having children, or, oh, you know, has it happened yet? Because I've spoken, we're trying, you know.
I think that obviously, we all agree. It's maybe unintentional. It's unintentional.
Yeah, it's so innocent, isn't it?
It is innocent.
And it's so innocent.
I've probably been guilty of it. You probably have, everyone hasn't. I think until you listen to somebody in that situation, you just don't remotely understand.
What they're going through behind closed doors.
No,
because do you know what? Not a lot of people talk about it, and this is why I'm here today. To put my story out there to help other people.
Yeah, and it is. But hopefully somebody sees it and they maybe reach out or just take something from it. Yeah, definitely.
And it's okay to not feel okay.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of days where I've not wanted to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
And that's not me, is it? I'm very positive, Polly. I'm out there. You know, I'm always upbeat. And for me to feel low, I've never felt like that. So it is okay to feel like that. And you've got to take them days to do you. And
what helps you pull you through that?
So when I feel down, I'm really bad because I like to eat or I like to drink. So
Right.
the
We
wrong,
order a
the wrong,
Domino's.
the wrong things. I'd be ordering a Domino's pizza, having a bottle of wine,
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah.
And this is where the gyms come in because because I've been down, I have put weight on.
Yeah.
And it's not great for me, my journey. You know, I need to be as healthy as possible for recovery, for surgery, for my IVF process.
Yeah.
You know.
It's you need to stop dobbing each other in as well. When you're at work. Who's having a chocolate eclair
all the
biscuit?
time.
Yeah.
I'm like, actually, eats it with me though.
Because I'm running out of it. Yeah.
I will say one thing. That Fire Galaxy has stayed in that fridge,
Is
has
it?
it not?
Oh, I haven't
It's
touched
been in
it.
there a week
Yeah,
and a half,
yeah.
that. No one's touched it.
I mean, yeah, it's very powerful to send a message like this to certain people that may need to see it or need help. Like you said, and I'll quote what you said, I felt very alone. So hopefully when somebody watches it, they don't feel alone. Because you don't know anyone.
No.
They might not know anyone.
Yeah.
So.
And there was one day I was brave enough to post something about maybe my IVF journey.
Yeah.
And I posted it on my Instagram story. And so many women that follow me and I follow them that were friends contacted me and, you know, they said they've gone through the same. If I ever want to speak to them about it, they're there. And I was just like, wow. I didn't realise she was even going through that. So thank you.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and just that little message to somebody helps so much.
Yeah, of course. How is business? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's booming.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah. I mean, you do seem busy. I mean, how long have you been open now? 4 years?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
2 years. Yeah.
2 years.
So I'm thinking when you opened.
It does feel like longer.
It feels like
doesn't
longer. Yeah, it feels like home being there.
Yeah.
When you work with your best mates,
it's not like a job, is it?
It's not like
No, it's really not.
You know, because I felt so down since coming to the gym. I've been a different person.
Yeah, have you? Really?
I felt better.
Yeah.
I felt happier.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you take your mind off it a bit?
Yeah, definitely. It takes my mind off it. I'm focused. You know, I've got something that I'm working. I've got a goal that I'm working towards.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
What's been the hardest part of this whole?
The hardest part was coming to terms with the surgery that I needed.
Really? Have you had any major surgery before?
I've never been in hospital ever. I've never broken a bone. I've never been really poorly. I've been so healthy throughout my life. So that it's scary to know that I'm going to need surgery. And I think it was coming to terms with and accepting how this journey is. It's not the journey that I thought I was going to be going on.
Yeah.
Whereas I just fall pregnant and have a fine pregnancy and, you know, and get a baby at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's something I've got to work towards and to come to terms with and accept.
I mean, probably speaking for myself, and you might agree, Hannah, but when you have a child, there's also battles there. But you're at this moment in time, it's not, you know, your battle is getting there.
It's to get there.
It's to get there.
And again, it might not even happen
Yeah.
because a lot of people that go through IVF don't need this surgery. They just start the IVF process. So I feel like half of it's taken away from me because I'll be made infertile by being sterilised.
Yeah.
And the only option for me then is to have IVF to have a baby.
Yeah.
Whereas some people go through IVF, it doesn't work, and then they stop having IVF and they fall pregnant naturally. I will never get that option now.
That's right.
Because that's the option that's taken away from me.
Yeah.
So I feel I'm only halfway
to get into
where I want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Does it cost? Is there a cost to it?
At the moment there isn't.
There isn't.
You get your first one for free in the area that we live.
Okay.
Because in different areas of the country, you might get one chance with the NHS. But I know that in Barnsley you get 2 chances.
Wow.
So it's like, you know.
Why is that?
Crazy.
It's like postcode lottery, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's
Just go live in Barnsley for a week or so and come back.
You know, and I don't think that's fair, really.
No, it's not. No.
In London, in parts of London, you get 3 chances of IVF for free. So I'll get 1 chance for free. And then if it doesn't work, then I will have to pay, which I haven't looked into it, but I know it's about £6,000-7,000.
Is it?
But it's worth it.
Yeah.
If I had to pay it, I'd pay it.
So the community of people that obviously saying you felt alone. Is there anything like community groups or a Facebook? Do you part of anything?
Yeah, I did a lot of Facebook forums for IVF treatment. I've not really spoken to anyone on there, but I follow them, so I read what other people are going through.
Yeah.
And that kind of, it helps because I know that I'm not the only one out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know that like other friends of our friends.
Yeah. There's a lot more people than you probably
that we
realise.
actually realise that are going through it.
Yeah.
And now that I've spoken up a little bit, I've found other people that we know that I can talk to as well.
Of course.
But definitely, there's a lot online. That you can.
When you go for these kind of surgeries or checkups or appointments, do they point you in them directions? Do they tell you certain?
Not just out of the blue, they haven't.
No.
I have to find it myself.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Unless I ask them, they might be able to point me in the right direction or say this is a good group, but I haven't actually asked them.
No.
I think because when I go to these appointments, it's information overload, and I'm thinking about myself and this surgery and what I'm having to go through and what the next step is. Because this is only step 1.
Yeah.
So I've got a long journey to go to then when I start IVF. So.
Well, when's the date of the IVF?
Until I've had my surgery, I don't know. But they've said that I can start IVF my next cycle after surgery. But I think I'm going to wait a couple of months and recover, let my body recover.
Yeah.
Because if I did go straight into it, and that it was a failed attempt, I'd kick myself and say, why did I not just wait a couple of months and recover properly?
No, definitely.
It's not something to be rushed.
No, definitely not.
Give it my best chance.
Yeah, and this is, again, we'll touch on it again, this is why we're training, we're trying to get as fit and healthy as we can.
Yeah.
Good. If somebody's going through the same thing, what would be the best bit of advice you could give them?
Best bit of advice I could give them is, don't wait. I've waited till I was 36. To even start the process. If you feel like something's not right, you know yourself. Yeah. You know, you're not getting pregnant, go straight to your doctors. You know, ask them to refer you and get the ball rolling, because this has been going on for a year now since my first appointment, and time isn't on our side. No. Yeah. So ask for help. Yeah. Don't be scared to. No. And just, it is a roller coaster. Try and stay positive. On them days that you're not, let yourself cry. Crying helps. But also, don't be scared to just ask for help. Yeah, of course. And get yourself to the gym. It does help. Yeah. You know, I never thought it would. Yeah. You pushed me for that.
Right, we're going. We're doing it.
Yeah. So Hannah says to me, she says, we're doing boot camp. And then she says to me, Amy's not doing boot camp. I'm like, come on, let's go.
I know what you like. You'll kill us.
No.
But you do kill us and you push us. But do you know how good I feel when I walk out them doors after my sessions?
Oh, good. Glad you do. Yeah. That's why we do it. That's why I do it.
Helps.
Yeah. And I get a buzz. There's a lady, obviously I'll never mention any names, but there's a lady that she's getting married and she's transformed. That's what she's aiming for, and that's what she's reached. So you'll very rarely see, because I don't like asking, and I tell people to keep them behind closed doors, like transformation photos. They're important to see the progression, but I never really ask for them photos. But for you, you'll know yourself when you've reached that goal, and that's all that matters.
Definitely.
That's all that matters.
All that matters.
Yeah. So yeah, business is good, and do you find it quite challenging at times supporting Amy, or how long have you had a friendship?
Oh God! So we worked together.
Yeah.
How many years ago did we start working together?
It must be 10 years ago. We started working together in another salon before.
Yes, we worked together for years there. Yeah.
Okay. For about 5 years we worked together then.
Yeah, so we've been friends that whole time, and then we obviously still kept in touch when you moved on. Yeah. And then I just made that decision to go self-employed once I knew, obviously, Amy. Yeah. We were opening the salon. Yeah. And that was just it from there, wasn't it, really?
We've been really good friends throughout. So.
Yeah, it's good. It's important to have that good network of friendship, and it's good that you've got that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I remember when I had Ron in lockdown, obviously us two just went on walks every day. We were in a bubble together. Yeah. And I think even then, I mean, that were 5 years ago, and I remember as clear as day, and you were like, I just know something's not right.
Really?
That was even 5 years ago.
But not you personally, but people do just bury their head in the sand. I think you just think it'll be fine.
It's taken me years to pluck up the courage to go and do something about it and go to the doctors. Years ago, when I was trying before, I went to the doctors and I started the process, and he said, right, I'm going to refer you to the fertility clinic. And then I never did anything about it. I didn't go, you know. Yeah. And then, so I could have known that my tubes were blocked years and years ago. But because I thought, oh, it's fine, it'll work.
Yeah.
And then I never went. So do go to your appointments. Do, you know, if you think there's something up, like say 5 years ago, I said there was something up, never went.
Yeah.
And now it's come to now. I'm like, I'm desperate for, you know, that family, that, you know, a child and, you know, the experience of motherhood.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming, I feel like it's becoming too late because of my age. Yeah, mums are having, women are having children later on in the 40s, but it is harder and there's a lot more risks with an older mum, isn't there? Yeah.
If the worst case scenario, would you ever think about adopting?
Definitely. Yeah.
You would?
I would adopt, I'd foster. My parents actually foster.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they fostered for the last 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
So for me to see that, you know, my family actually, you know, give other children chances, it's amazing. So if I ever couldn't have children, I would definitely look down other routes, either fostering, you know, adopting, you know, and helping others.
Yeah. I think that you change. I don't know, Hannah, if you will agree, but before I had my daughter and kids, that I was very selfish. But after having Luna, it kind of opened up my mind to, and it comes hand in hand with the military, seeing kids and how they live out there in Afghan, wanting to help kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I opened, before I even had Luna, adoption wasn't a thing for me.
No.
And I don't know why. It's my personal thing. I just wanted me, and I wasn't open to the idea of looking after another kid that wasn't mine. And that's quite selfish. But I've changed, like, to help another kid and to bring another kid up your way and the way you're gonna love it is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's important.
If I can help somebody else,
of course,
then, you know, I will. Definitely.
Yeah, an innocent child.
And even if I have my own child, I think later on down the line, I probably will foster. I probably will follow mum and dad's footsteps because they're amazing.
Yeah, of course. You'd adopt them, if you...
Oh, my two are feral, aren't they? No, in all honesty, you do, like, you see stuff on TV, you see stuff, like when we talk about things, some of the stuff and stories that we hear from being in salon, you know, awful things that go on in life, you put yourself, especially, like you say, when you've just said, you put yourself as a parent in that person's footsteps, and you just think, how can anyone do that to children? How can they... You know,
it's awful.
If you could take that away, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh God. So like, I'm flicking through TikTok and I'm looking at, and so much is not like on TikTok. So much can pop up, and the stories, you know, like these crime stories of kids and families, and you hear so much horrific stuff.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be exposed to that.
The stories that I've heard with my parents, you know, and things that, you know, children go through, it's awful. I've come away from meeting, like, you know, foster child before, and I've cried my eyes out because of, you know, what they've been through.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that mum and dad's helped children. Go through
How many children do they?
So at the moment, I've got my foster brother and sister, which is they've had them for the last 9 years.
Yeah. So
they're part of the family. I mean, every child that's come through the door has been part of the family. But before that, they've had siblings of 3. The first foster child, she was 15 and pregnant, so she had the baby, and my mum and dad fostered her.
Wow! So what? So she fostered a 15-year-old, and then she had a child, and then
So she came and she was about 6 months pregnant.
Yeah.
The 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And then she gave birth. Mum was there at the birth.
Yeah.
And then they fostered the baby as well.
Yeah.
Until she was old enough to then get her own place.
Yeah.
And look after the baby.
Good.
Herself.
What people, fantastic. Nice people, and you are both lovely people. And this kind of stuff obviously doesn't deserve to happen to anyone, and I hope it all goes well.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
And back to the gym. Yeah.
Back to the gym.
I
just want to say thank you to Hannah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Silly
just for all the support. No, thank you. That's fine. It's just so nice to have a best friend that is just there constantly. You know, no matter what, I can pick up the phone and go into work. You're just there to pick up the pieces, even through the business.
I think you don't realise that you do just you go on. You do just.
Don't know.
You do. Like you
don't
said,
know how.
you need to have a day where you're not all right.
Yeah.
And then, like we said, I'll text you. I'm like, right, today, positive head on.
Yeah.
We're up, we're off, and we're
Let's
doing
do
it.
Let's get to the gym.
Like,
We're going to smash it
Boss
at work.
mode today.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are on
Bitches
it.
there.
Yeah. It's you're perfect for each other.
Yeah.
You bring me up and I bring you down a little bit.
Yeah, no, but thank you for everything.
Yeah. Good. Love that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.